Hey guys, how y'all doing? Shakira Root. Yeah, the subject today is white people that are ashamed of their color. I have friends like that, and I meet a lot of people like that, and a lot of them I meet are really hurting. A lot of abuse went on, a lot of control went on, and they just didn't like it, and they thought it was very unfair. So they decided it was their skin color issue. And then you got people that make sure that your skin color issue is a problem and they blaming you for things that you did not do. Um, uh, oh, I'm gonna talk about the last conversation I had with someone who felt like he was white, Caucasian, whatever you want to call it. We're not a crayon box, but I'm just gonna go with this. But anyway, he felt that because of all the history with black, that he felt everything's been done is unfair, so he did not like his skin color. But the problem with that is his skin color not going away. So how do you deal with that? And also, if y'all look at my videos, you know I'm the type of person, I believe in reincarnation. I believe in fulfilling your destiny. I talk about that a lot, your path. I think that instead of worrying about what ancestors did that none of us can change, I think it's important to find out why you came here. I think I think that's very important. What you have to present to the world instead of worrying about something that you can never change from the past. What can you do to change the future and to love yourself, whatever color you are? Because if you're going to have kids, you're going to project that on your children. If you don't say it, they'll feel it. And then some people try to marry another color to make sure that their children don't have that color because of hatred they have for their own color. And that goes back to hurt again, or what happened in their private family life and history. So I would suggest you make a difference with yourself. First, look at yourself and love the skin you in. Y'all know if y'all listen to my channel, I say that a lot. Cause that's what you reincarnated here this time as, okay? Um, Now you need to focus on what did I come here to do? What did I didn't fulfill the last time I was here? You know, um, I think that's more important. What can I do to make this earth and the world a better place? I think that's some things you got to focus on instead of worrying about how you got there, or why you got there, or who did this and who did that, and my culture's to blame and all that kind of stuff, or their culture's to blame, whatever the deal is. I think that you need to find out, first love yourself. You got to forgive some type of way your parents if they were the type of parents who try to make you hate another skin color. And if you disagree with the things that they are doing, you don't have to stay there. Some of them are dangerous. Some of them don't want their children to leave. That if they set up an organization or a cult or whatever it is, to say you're going out and do something different, and you don't agree, and that could be not on skin color, it could be anything, but that's that's a whole nother subject right there, because you could lose your life. And some of them don't have no problem with taking you out of here if you decide to go, say you don't agree with being against another culture. Um, I don't have an answer with that one right now. But in general, if you got out, I mean, if you moved away, or I no sense in disrespecting your parents if your parents is still racist or whatever it may be. I think by your actions, not arguing with them or fussing with them or try to convince them, you know, what you feel is wrong, how they think. Because I know some other people who were white that became racist. A couple of them I know were in love with a black person, and their family didn't allow it, or that black person married somebody else, so they got bitter towards a whole lot of other black people or different whatever race they were in love with. That's one thing. Maybe sit them down and ask them what happened. Is it something that you were taught from generation to generation, and how they felt about it? If they want to be honest, if you want to go that route, because you want to love your family, you want to be around your family. But most of them I know that feel that way about their skin color. They don't communicate with their family. They totally just left and went around the culture that the family didn't like, and took a lot of abuse and try to convince that other culture that they wasn't like, their family and society, and really trying to convince the other culture, about yourself, but you went in there with no love. You didn't love yourself. So that's why I say I think the first thing would be to love you, because you reincarnated here in that color. Like I say, I believe in reincarnation. We've all been here before. That's my thoughts. And history have proven that more and more now. Probably getting downloads now and of who you were before, stuff like that. Don't ignore that, because I think I've been every culture. Um, and did bad, good and bad. I was a villain. I was whatever. I really think I was. That's how I feel, because I think I can, I can figure out what a horrible person is trying to do. So sometimes that means that either it was in my bloodline or either I was that before. So I think that you should find out what you came here to do. Um, Work on that. Love yourself first. Appreciate you. Say your affirmations, and they don't say their affirmations for nothing. It's for you to feel good and love yourself. Okay. Oh, okay. And you trying to get me to walk with you? Why you let me start the video? You wanna? Anyway, yeah. But I think that's something that you should do first. Find out your place here, because you belong. Don't think that you don't. You belong here. You have something to present. So, however you present it in writing, speaking, don't focus your whole life on the race thing, trying to convince people that you're not like your other culture who went against race. You have a whole lot of other things to fulfill also while you're here, inventions, make it, whatever it may be. So focus on that as well. Um, I know a lot of y'all might not agree with it. I understand that. I just seen the dislike. Where was the thumbs up? My fault. But anyway, yeah, I think that you should focus on who you are, what your destiny is for being here, and loving, caring about yourself in a balanced way, and then do that. Now, how you treat others is very important, no matter what color you are. Okay. That's number one, you know, and stand on your word, you know, and keep it moving. You do not have to be with that other culture just to prove that other culture you're not like your culture. You're wasting your time. I've seen a lot of people do that and end up their whole life trying to do that and end up dying and never fulfill their destiny of what they came here to do. Because your focus is not, unless some people, his focus is changing that issue, but a whole lot of people it's not. So, be who you came here to be, treat people with respect, loving yourself, marry who you love, you know, and keep it moving. That's my thoughts. You don't have to prove anything to anybody, but respect and is number one. I respect you, you respect me. There's not a lot of issues in a whole lot of countries, and like in the 1600s, color was not an issue. It was about blood type and bloodlines. They did that was brought up to separate people so people won't get together and find out the evil tactics of the world. So they keep people separated with the color issue, you know. So anyway, that was my thoughts on it. It might be real short, but I think you need to focus on loving yourself. You ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. Just respect, okay, and fulfill your destiny. That's the movie's been telling you that all that for I don't even know how long. You're here for a purpose, and at this time, something that you're supposed to do that's great, so you won't have to die and come back and repeat. You know, so who want to come back and repeat? Last time you probably was whatever culture that your family didn't like. You know, and this time you came back in another culture, or maybe you disrespected that culture last time you were here, and you just it's a lot of things. So just love yourself first, and then from that point, figure out what you came here for. What are your crafts? What are what are you good at? What are you passionate about? And do that and live life, okay? And love yourself and enjoy life. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want to say. I'll say to my friend again, we were talking about it, and because I could feel he lost. I could feel it, you know. He he just don't want to be looked at what his family did. You're not them. Just because you born inside of that family don't mean you them. You just came through that family. You might have been an ancestor or whatever it may be. You came through to fulfill a destiny that you have to fulfill here. You don't have to convince me, that you're so sorry for what happened and your culture did such and such. I ain't blaming you when I see you. I don't, if I run into people that's prejudiced or something, I keep it moving, as long as you're not trying to come at me no kind of way, then I'm gonna defend myself as I do with any culture. But calling me names and all that kind of stuff, I don't have time for petty stuff like that. I have something to fulfill. I have a destiny. I think even when I was young, I might have did some things with people, um, said something back or something I probably regret now and ask for forgiveness for. But it was all because of how I was raised. But I knew. Because I remember, like, I don't know if you just my videos when I was younger, when I would go outside and I would look up and I was like, well, where am I? I mean, why did y'all put me here? All this prejudice and evilness and fear, and separation. And I couldn't understand it. My mom tell me, don't go downtown, live in a little country town. Don't go downtown because the white folks, they going to do this and do that. I went. Because it was like, no. I didn't have no problem. Only problem I ever had was when I went home one time and I was standing at the bus stop waiting on the bus, the Greyhound bus, and some white guys came and one of them spit on me. And nothing I could do. I was there by myself, and now that I look back, probably a whole lot of peer pressure. I don't know how he felt after this, or maybe he didn't care. I don't know. But peer pressure is a lot of things too. So watch your surroundings, who you hang out with. You ain't got to hang out with nobody. You can find your own little circle. One or two people will be good. You can talk to them on the phone. These days, love people, but you want people in your circle that's going and doing stuff, not somebody who's still in that prejudice mode and y'all going against cultures and doing evil stuff. You know what I'm saying. But anyway, that's my thoughts on it. Okay. So this your girl Ruth signing off. Like, subscribe, sharing, comment, and learn to love yourself and fulfill your destiny, baby, and be happy. Find somebody with the same way. Okay. All right. Love y'all.